In today's episode of Better Data, Better Results, we are sticking with the financial theme of industrial chemical management programs. One of the biggest challenges for both operators and vendors alike is how to keep track of and verify chemical deliveries to make sure invoices are accurate. In most cases, custody transfer of specialty chemicals happens when a chemical vendor delivers a quantity of chemical into inventory tanks on customer locations. The customer will receive an invoice for the quantity of chemical delivered, either for each delivery or in aggregate over a period of a month, for example. For operators trying to keep chemical costs under control, reconciling invoices to ensure proper billing is crucial. In such a dynamic system, accounting errors or oversights can cause inaccurate or extraneous invoices, which unnecessarily increase chemical program costs. Operators need a way to accurately identify the quantity of chemical delivered and use up-to-date chemical pricing to ensure they are being billed the right amount. But don't think this is just a problem for operators who rely on chemicals. Chemical vendors need to be able to do this as well. In the hustle and bustle of managing a chemical program, some deliveries might not get appropriately logged and invoiced, especially if they are unplanned or emergency deliveries. In order to maintain appropriate revenue, chemical vendors need a way to automatically identify and quantify every delivery to ensure every invoice is accurate. Fortunately, WellAware On-Demand Chemical makes this easy. Let's jump into the platform to see how. So now we're looking at the WellAware web platform for on-demand chemical. We're looking at a chart view, which we've become pretty familiar with. And this is a view of the product volume for this particular site since the beginning of July. And one of the things that is really great about the WellAware on-demand chemical platform is that it automatically detects, timestamps, and quantifies deliveries. So if we plot the amount delivered measurement, we see that every time the product volume is refilled, we're tracking the volume of chemical delivered. So looking at this specific delivery, we see that the volume went from 19 gallons to 354 gallons, meaning we delivered 335 gallons of chemical. So WellAware keeps track of all of these deliveries, which then allows us to see this data in aggregate, which is a perfect way to use the reports. So let's jump into our reports application to see how that works. So I'm looking at the reports, and I have a couple of reports here specifically for identifying and tracking deliveries and subsequent invoices. I have a delivery detail report and an invoice verification report. Let's start by looking at the delivery detail report. What this report will do is allow me to select a particular time frame. So I'll say from the beginning of July to the end of September, so the third quarter of 2020, for a particular site group. And if I click OK, this allows me to see a list of every delivery that was made for that time period, including the date of the delivery amount, the chemical price at the time of the delivery, and then the total delivery cost. So for every delivery over that time period, I get that information, and I also get the aggregate total delivery cost, total delivery volume, and the average chemical price. Now let's take a look at the invoice verification report. Now what this report will allow me to do is for the same time period and site group, it will allow me to view those deliveries and invoices in aggregate for each site. So what this allows me to see is for each particular site over the course of that time period, the total number of deliveries, the total delivered volume, the average chemical price over that period, and then the current price in case that is different from the average price due to the price changing for whatever reason. I also see the total cost of all those deliveries, and I get a sum of the delivery cost here in the bottom right. Now, this is what my invoice for September of 2020 should roughly correlate to. If it's off by more than 10%, we might expect that our vendor made a mistake or that there was some issue that needs to be reconciled. We can have this delivered to our inboxes every month on the morning of the first of the month, so we can automatically see, track, and know what to expect with our chemical invoices.